Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to another Pokemon card live stream. All right, let's see what the title should be today. What's going on today? Anything interesting? I don't feel like anything super interesting is going on. Let's say, geez, what should we say? Geez, Rick. How about hot booster pack breaks and new binder break and Pikachu Lightning break. That's just 3 break titles. Coming up with the title twice per day is kind of a lot of work. Let's see. Do we have a titles list? Here we go. Here's some titles. Here we go. No cortisol spikes while I'm opening Pokemon. I like that. Let's grab that one. We're going to reuse that one. Let's see. No cortisol spikes while I'm opening Pokemon cards. All right, we'll hit save on that. Okay, and let's just go ping the Discord server. I got some mail yesterday. It was poker decks. I bought some more poker decks. They're extremely expensive. Tuesday morning. They're like massively expensive. Pokemon poker decks have gone up in price. All right, there we go. Now, what do we got in the emails? Da-da, da-da, da-da. That's done. That's done. Your latest sales report. Oops. All right, let's delete all of these real fast. An email was linked to your account. What? Okay. Let's delete that. Here's Anthony Rodriguez. 1 spot in the Psyduck. You got it, man. Which Psyduck, though? The Rare Candy Psyduck? And now here is Todd Peters. A round of shipping for Todd Peters. The first order of today shall be a round of shipping. That's pretty typical, actually. All right, we're jumping over here. Let's see. Mister, I missed a few streams. What's your opinion on the PSA lenticular deoxys situation? Yeah, we've been talking about that one a bunch, and I just think it's really bad PR for PSA, and I think that in a matter of like 1 year, no one will even talk about it anymore, so that's what I think will happen. I don't think it's good what happened. I think it's bad. I don't think PSA stole it or anything. Somebody suggested maybe PSA swapped the card out or something. I don't believe that. But, you know, it does look like PSA probably lowballed the guy, and they shouldn't have done that. It looks really bad on them, especially considering how, you know, how extra good the card is that they ruined. So I think that they shouldn't have lowballed him. You know, it really makes everyone else feel like, why should I regrade my card? They might destroy it and then lowball me when it comes time to pay out. So I think that everyone's probably got that on their mind to a certain degree now. All right. And that's not good for business for PSA. We are. PSA's been embroiled in a lot of scandals before, and it's never really stuck. CGC had a major scandal too. CGC's major scandal was the playtest cards. That didn't stick. So no one's going to stop grading with PSA. Some people might swap over to CGC or Tag or whatever, BGS maybe, but nobody's going to stop. I mean, I'm not about to give up all my PSA 10s just because of this scenario. So PSA hasn't done something so bad that it's going to shut them down as a business. Ooh, look at these wonderful wax packs. We had this really high grade on this one, I noticed. Look at that. Topps Nintendo Peach. So I'm going to start that as a break. Let's see. PSA Nintendo Game Packs Peach. Hello, J-Dog. Whoa, the sun's in my eyes. It's going to be like CGC, whole beta card situation from last year. Forgotten and ignored. Let's say I wanted to get rid of my collection. Would you be interested? I have plenty of sealed product. Maybe. Yeah, I might be interested. All right, let's just see. So we want a PSA 9 on this. Does a PSA 9 exist? You want to get rid of your whole sealed collection? What? That's not hodling. Well, you're not going to hodl? What's your reason for selling? Let's see. So I guess a PSA 8 of this is listed for like $100. I don't know. What's this one? This one's a 8. That's an 8 for $70. So there's an 8 for $70. But this is a 9. Maybe $80? I don't know. I don't really care. Look at this. Wax Packs Princess Peach. I have a bunch of these. We will damage your cards and offer half in-store credit. Heck yeah. Yeah, pretty bad. Pretty bad. I think that they were being unnecessarily selfish there. What, do they don't have the money to support that? I mean, they must be making so much money. How can a company that's making so much money be at the same time so greedy? You know, it's such a bad look. You can't be that. You can't be the #1 grading company and then come out as the greediest gaming company. It's a really bad PR move. People are going to go, okay, this is why you don't want to stick to one grading company. You're just going to empower them. You're going to embolden them to be extremely, extremely greedy and monopolistic. And, you know, it's just not good for anybody. When one company has too much influence and too much control over the whole market, it allows them to get away with whatever pricing they want. But when their competitors are chomping at their heels, then they go, okay, wait a second, we better do a good job here. I mean, the average person looks at what happened with PSA and says, ooh, that's not good. So PSA is out of touch if they thought no one was going to hear about their lowball $20,000 offer, and they're out of touch if they thought they could destroy the super rare Pokemon card and then just be like, we'll pay you nothing for it. How does that sound? Bada bing, bada boom, you know? The corporate world is greedy. I think most have accepted that. Yeah, I mean, every corporation is greedy. They all want to profit. I want to profit. You want to get paid at your job. You want to profit. We all want to profit. But it reaches a point where it's so unreasonable that they deserve a backlash, you know? And so, you know, one way you can punish PSA is by just not grading with them as much, and trying another company, like give CGC a try, give Tag Grading a try. I don't know about a third option, but those two are pretty solid. SGC and BGS are owned by PSA, so it's no different. Did they give you full value on the card they damaged a while back? I'm having a brain fart on which one. You remember, though. The Jirachi, they hurt this really good Jirachi, and then they claimed it was going to grade 9. But when you look the card over, it's like, man, that's a 10. What are you talking about? And so they gave us the value of a 9 on it, and I just couldn't do much about it because it's like, take it or leave it is what they're saying. They're like, we could just cancel it and unencapsulate it, and you know what I mean? So your option is to sue them, basically, and I wasn't about to do a lawsuit for a Jirachi. You guys want to see the Jirachi? I'll pull the Jirachi out real fast, since we're at the start of the stream. I think he's under here. All right, let's see. Nope, he's not under here. I'm sorry, I was wrong. I don't know where he's at. He's somewhere. The Jirachi is somewhere. All right, but look at this, guys. We got a new Gym Break. It is this beautiful Nintendo 1989 Topps Princess Peach. Graded a 9. That's a really high grade for a wax pack, if you didn't know that. That is a very high grade for a wax pack. You got $40, 1 and 2 odds. It's a cool short break. This could have just gone in the Poke Shuffle or something, but that is not the case. Mister will blow up as a card shop if he pays out that guy $45,000 for the PSA 6 lenticular LMAO. I'm not paying $45,000 for a PSA 6 lenticular card I don't even want. What would the point of that be? He's got to work with PSA on that. I don't think I'd blow up. I think I'd just look foolish. Or maybe some people would be like, yeah, that's the right thing to do. And then, so I'd get somebody else's approval, and then I'd be out $45,000. That's terrible. Pat Gibbs says 4 Poke Shuffles, 1 Harry Potter pack. It is Harry Potter. Mr. I heard I missed my free giveaway yesterday. Oh, yes, giveaways. People love the giveaways. We are. Let's toss this. Good morning, guys. Happy, what's today? Tuesday? Oh, man, it's only Tuesday. Here we've got Dogbane Potion. So this is Harry Pooper. Let's see what we got. Moonseed Poison, Picking on Neville, Quick Thinking, Butterfly Weed Balm, Freeze, Care of Magical... Oh, I got to pay Mike's side today. Care of Magical Creatures, Potions, Frog Spawn, Eel Eyes, and Lee Jordan. All right, there we have it. Do you have any football? NFL? We have a little bit of football. You got to check out the extended menu for that. It's called the secret menu. If you're on the website, you can just browse the website. But if you do it the old school way, like if you do the YouTube description method, you're going to have to open up the secret menu to find the football cards. There's Mr. Pat. Now, Pat, you also need some Pokey Shuffles. Okay, box looking nice and full. If you have any case hit NFL cards, I want to see them. We don't really do a whole lot of sports. 2, 3, 4. This is mainly an anime and Pokemon card shop, but we do have a little bit of sports that do occasionally sell. They don't sell too fast, but they do occasionally sell. I could have built up a sports card position, but that would change what the viewers get to watch. They'd have to watch sports a lot of the time. So that's why we don't spend too much money on sports. We don't want the nature of the entertainment to change towards sports too heavily. Here we go, Mr. Pat. You got this baggie here. Hit the Jungle Hollow Snorlax, got a 9. Don't pay him. He hasn't worked on my stuff yet. Oh, y'all falling behind in the House Cup ranking. I was ripping a decent amount of vintage on your channel then. I had hit a few good hollows too. I will always remember the Jirachi, one of the first cards I ever used you to grade. I can't believe that they gave that Jirachi a 9 too. That was what was so annoying about it. So I don't know where it is. It's probably all locked up for the incoming tornadoes. So my cards aren't really with me at all right now. We've got incoming tornado season, and they're locked up in a new place in the home, the basement. And so they're not near the stream. And yeah, we're just getting ready for those tornadoes now. So that Jirachi is probably somewhere in that box, and we kept him so that we could always show him off and tell that story about how PSA damaged our Jirachi and was kind of selfish about the payout. They didn't really pay out the value of a 10. They paid out the value of a 9 because they claimed that the card was going to grade 9. But when you look at the card, it really does look like a 10. It doesn't look like a 9. And you have to sit there and wonder, was it really going to be a 9, or are they just claiming it was going to be a 9 to save money? You know, because you just have to trust them. You know, that's it. You have to trust them. They said 9 before the damage. Yeah, exactly. So they claimed it was going to be a 9. And I didn't believe them, because when you look at the card, it just looks so clean. It's hard to believe it was going to be a 9. But I don't know. I don't know. If it was truly going to be a 9, I guess it's not as big of a loss at that point. So, but I don't know how much I trust PSA on that. It does seem possible that the graders involved could just change the grade on it and be like, actually, this was a 9. All right, let's see. You know, there's a lot of guys doing card repair these days. What do you think the chances are that card could be repaired? That'd be interesting. Imagine it got repaired and got like a 10. That'd be like a pretty insane story. Here's Mike's side. Use $30 store credit for 3 Potters and 2 pre-grades for the Malfoy and the Rayquaza EX. Sounds good. All right, so that's for Mr. Mike's side. Let's see. You got store credit? I don't remember that. Let's see. I thought it ended up being a 4. I don't remember. I have to find it now. Mike's side. Oops. Mike's side. $30. Oh, yeah. Welcome back, Mr. Mike's side. How's it going? How's your week going, Mr. Mike's side? We got 3 heavy pooters, and 2 pre-grades for the Malfoy and the Rayquaza. All right. Okay. 1 and 2 and a 3. There we go. You seen scalper versus scalper video at Walmart? The scalper begged the other scalper, lol. I have not seen that. The scalper begged the other scalper. What did he say? Was he like, if I don't get these cards, I'm not going to make any money? I'm trying to imagine. Okay, yeah, I read that right. 3 Potters and 2 pre-grades. You know, it's crazy. I thought I read it wring for a second. Picking on Neville, Midair Collision, Freeze. The Standard Book of Spells, Teacup to Rat, Potions, Care of Magical Creatures, Biased Commentary, Madame Malkin's Robes, and here's a Vanishing Referee. Oh. Let's look at Vanishing Referee. Wow, the centering is so much better on this one than the others. No print line. White dot in the upper right corner and the lower left corner. So Vanishing Referee will not grade 10 for you. I'm sorry. All right, so there's Vanishing Referee. Pack number 1. Yes, that video is nuts. I've been asking for Watty Potter for 6 years now. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, I guess we have thought about it for a long time, and we just finally did it. I really ought to focus on getting product on the menu that you can only get from the internet and not from Walmart. So, you know, this kind of fit that description. Let's see. Someone in Discord is talking about the long-term effects of using chemicals to repair cards before grading. Yeah, so if you're trying to repair a card, there's a couple ways to do card repairs. One includes just smoothing out the edges with like a tool that can smooth the edges, right? Like undoing a bend with manual, like just manipulation. Now, that's not the same as spraying the card down with chemicals or using filler on the hollow. We don't know what those will do in the long run. Sloth Grip, Filipendo, looks like Filipino. Here's Tawny Owl, Canceled Practice, Potions, Verdilius, Lapifors. All right. So Vanishing Referee is your hollow here. And now you're looking for some pre-grades. Let's take a look at the cards in your bag. Let's see, Mr. Mike's side. Two pre-grades for Malfoy and Rayquaza as well, huh? So you've got a Rayquaza to look at. Let's see. Well, you got some junk hollows in here, Mike's side. You ever want your junk hollows to go toward the trade slab, just let me know. Let's see. You say you got a Rayquaza. It's Rayquaza, by the way, guys. Did you know that? Rayquaza. Oh, look at that. You had some of this KU, Harry Potter. Here we are. Filipino. That's right. Well, it looks like the word Filipino. Meow, meow, meow. Oh, that's a nice Joker Pikachu. How'd you get that? Holy, dude. Those are some nice cards you got in there. Be a shame if they were all to get graded. All right, what we got? Charmander. Whoa, these bags have been here for a while. Look at that nice Caterpie. Wow, dude. Some good stuff. Meow, 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 meow. Oh, yes. That's pretty good. That's not bad either. You got some serious cards in here, Mike's side. Okay, so I'm hungry. Mike got evolutions. Mike got some cards. There we go. Meow, 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 meow. So, let's take a quick look. This is such a beautiful card. Flip it around. Ah, man. I wish I could tell you a 10. But if we zoom into this corner right here, you got a little whiting on that edge. Also, notice how it's kind of square cut, not round. Back in the day, I don't think the grading companies cared about that so much. But nowadays, they treat that as a flaw, the square cut corners. So, Mike's side, it's my opinion, this card could grade a nice high 9. It's not terribly off center. Looks really nice. And would I grade it? I probably would. The only thing is, it wouldn't be a top priority to grade. It wouldn't be a top priority because I know it's not going to get a 10. So this card is more like a grade it and sell it kind of card. Unless you like 9s in your collection. Some people do collect 9s, actually. It's a bummer, though, isn't it? I wanted it to be a 10. Maybe I'd have offered to buy it from you, too. Now, let's take a look at Malfoy, shall we? Oops. Let's take a look at Malfoy, shall we? All right. These are like Yu-Gi-Oh! Ghost Rares. They're actually really trippy. Oh, man. Let me turn this off so I can actually look at it. It's so shockingly bright. It's terrible. I tell you what, let's try to disqualify it from the back first. Well, the back of the card's quite clean. Centering favors the top just slightly, is fatter on the top. Yeah, so from the front of the card, I would call it borderline. So the centering here to here is borderline between a 9 and a 10. Oh, it's really hard for me to grade. I need like sunglasses. Oh, I can't do it. It's too bright. Oh my God. This isn't like other hollows. This is too bright. Oh my God, even a little bit of light hurts. It's like stare. Oh, here we go. I think I'm seeing print lines right here. All right, there we go. Let me make sure those are on the card and not on the sleeve. Oh. Oh, it's terrible. It hurts. Oh. You know, I can't tell. I can't tell if it's on the sleeve or the card. Oh man, I can't do it. It hurts. Oh, my eyes. What the hell? What's up with this foil, man? Oh, that hurts to look at. Oh. All right. Jesus. All right, so here's my perspective on it. Thin on the bottom, fat on the top, borderline. It looks borderline. And then I swear there's some fine hairs, some print lines right about here and here, okay? They're very thin. They're hard to detect, actually. So I think your card is probably... Let me see any other flaws. I mean, there's a bit of silvering on the bottom edge there. I can't give you a strong guess. I'm gonna... Oh, my eye's hurting so bad now. What the hell? Oh. That was like staring into the sun, dude. Oh. I want to trigger a headache. What the hell? All right, now we know we got to avoid looking at those ones. What the hell? I need like sunglasses to grade that card. Oh. There's like residual pain. All right. It did that to me when you pulled the card, too. It blinded me briefly. So I would give this card, when I think about it, it's such a borderline card. I can't give it a definitive 10. I just can't. So I'm going to give it a 9.5. And then whether it leans toward the 10 or toward the 9 is tough to say. I do believe there's like a print line, hair print lines over here, but they don't run across the card and they're not thick. So they're very hard to detect. It really comes down to how do they feel about the silvering on the bottom of the card and the slight top to bottom centering offset. So if we pull out a tool and we could actually measure that, we could decide if it was closer to a 10 or to a 9. I'm going to call it 9.5 even. I'm not even going to give it the 9.5 plus or anything. Really hard to decide on that one, Mike's side. All right, so looking at it, we got a 9 on Rayquaza and 9.5 on Draco Malfoy. That one will be up to PSA to decide if it's a 10, but you're aware that it's not a perfect, it's not like a strong candidate for a 10. You're aware of that now. All right, we have Good Night Sleep. You want to just see Good Night Sleep real fast, too? Once again, top to bottom, heavy. White dots on these two corners down here. So that one didn't have any white dots. Might be worth it to send it just to see how it goes. But the Draco Malfoy didn't have white dots on the back of the card, which already give it an advantage out of 10. All right, Malfoy's cursing you. Dude, I was getting straight up blinded by that card, man. I love this music, man. There we are. So, I'll just store these in top loaders for you for fun, okay? You guys like this music? You probably don't recognize this music. Karis and I are working a little bit on making a video game. Did you know that? We're thinking about making a turn-based video game in the style of Advanced Wars. I like the music so much. And the game, you know, they don't put out new Advanced Wars anymore because all they ever work on is stinky Fire Emblem. All right. Hey, everyone. I'm crashing out. No! Tell us why you're crashing out, Alexis. Who's next? So Mike's side, you're done. Who is next after Mike's side? Let's see if there's any other orders in the queue. Did we pin the website? We have not pinned the website to the stream. Let's get that done. I'm sorry, guys. I just have a little migraine. No! We are. All right, we'll go ahead and pin this. You know how I deal with migraines? Just a little bit of wine. Nah, I'm kidding. I don't drink at all, I guess. I'm boring, man. Migraines are the word. What's the word? Pat Gibbs is here. He says, 6 more shuffles. All right, you got it, Mr. Pat Gibbs. Pat, did you order 4 at first? I tell you what, I'm just going to give you, the total will be 11. I'll be nice to you about it, okay? Here goes. Why not? You're the second order today. A 1, 2, 3 to the back. A 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, appreciate you, man. Let's see what we got. Crobat. 1 Crobat. You didn't even need the bonus card. You were going to pull something regardless. So let's see what you got with this Crobat, huh? All right, let's see. What I should have done is I should have said, if you don't get something, I'll give you the bonus. That's what I should have done. All right. Salt in your ears, salt water. You know, there's really only one trick for migraines from my experience, and that is you got to go to bed. That's the one trick. You got to go to sleep. Lay your neck down, lay your head down on a comfy pillow, nice cold room. All the sounds are turned off, all the TVs, no devices, and just get like a solid 4 hours or something, and the migraine will resolve. That's the one trick. Is it this? Ah, you got 1 Crobat. All right, so that's Japanese SR Crobat. Let me know if you want to re-roll it. I suspect this is re-roll material. Looks like a PSA 10 Japanese base is going up in price. Hell yeah, dude. It's a beautiful set. It always has been. Re-roll. All right, so your re-roll will be basically $40. So that's 8. I think you're going to get 8. Now, let's set this up. Some cards are just like re-roll material, you know, and that's it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He goes back in for 9. All right, that's the re-roll. Here it is. Pokey Shuffles. You get a 90% re-roll now. No questions asked. On most stuff, there's a few things you're not allowed to re-roll. Think of it like if you're turning the roulette wheel, there's the little green slot for the casino. Well, that's a couple items are unre-rollable, but this one was. So that's 40 now. He goes back into the box. And now you're going to get that re-roll on 8 of these. Good luck, man. 1, 2, 3. Oops, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. This could be a big re-roll for him. It could be like 2 big hits together. It could be like a $100 pull, or it could be cold. Applin. Wishy-washy. It's cold this time. No! We see it both ways. We see sometimes a re-roll turns into a big hit. Sometimes a re-roll is a miss. I'm sorry, man. All right. I'll pop this up here. That's the Pokey Shuffles. May I get 1 stone terracotta warrior from the Chinese Emperor's tomb, please, and 1 of Leonardo da Vinci painting, please? I know you're rich, mister. Man, I'm not that rich. I'm not that rich. I'm only like $1 million of Pokemon rich. And, you know, to tell you the truth, This world is so expensive. $1 million cannot buy you as much as you think anymore. $1 million pays your house off and leaves you a little bit of retirement money left over, and that's it. And not even enough to actually retire on. So I still got to work. I'm not a retired man. In fact, I'm almost 40, so I'm supposed to have some money by 40, right? So everybody is. You're supposed to have some savings by 40. So I'm basically just kind of, I'm probably like upper middle class. That's the truth. I'm probably upper middle class. There really are doctors and lawyers and engineers out there who are making bank, boy. And those guys are, I'm like a card shop owner. I'm doing okay. I'm a lucky card shop owner who gambled on the Pokemon market and won. For now, the Pokemon market can reverse. And then I'll be like, where? Here's Surfing Pikachu 8. I know you have it hidden in your basement. All right, you got me. Have had to work continuously to improve the Mr. Russ empire. That's right. He's lying. I know he has the Pandora's box. All right, I'm lying. I have a net worth of like 8 to 9 million, and it's just all hidden in Pokemon cards that you've never seen. Surfing Pikachu 8.5. Let's see what we got. PSA 8 Surfing Pikachu XY. I wonder if I could get every single card in my house counted up, what my theoretical net worth would be. You also have to combine that with the properties, which Karis has been paying a lot of the properties. I pay for 2 of them, the big one and the one I was renting to John. But Karis continuously pays off the rental property, the rental lake house. So we got a couple rentals, and they make a little bit of money, not much. The actually, you know, the blue lake house is net negative cash flow. It actually loses us money each year. Kind of frustrating. And we've thought about selling that, letting somebody else enjoy the quote-unquote investment. But yeah, that lake house, man, it's hard to make money on that lake house because it needs so many repairs all the time. And it only rents in the summertime. It really doesn't even rent in the spring or the fall. People really just want it for one time, 1 quarter of the year. And then it makes good money for that quarter. And then that's it. It's done after that. All right, let's take a look at this. They gave this a 9. Yeah, it's probably a 9, top to bottom centering. Yeah, that's a 9. I remember this card. I remember I was at an Airbnb in like Branson when I was preparing it to grade, and I said, this is a 9, but we're going to send it out anyways because it's an alt art. Let's see. As I get older, I remember all the people I lost along the way. Maybe my budding career as a tour guide was not the right choice. What? Lost along the way? What, you mean like they stopped being your friend? That sounds like that Beatles song, Day in My Life, or Day in the Life, or whatever it's called. What industry are you in, Chad? Rembrandt art in his attic. Let's see. PSA 9. Galarian Rapidash. How does that song go? I don't remember how that song goes. It's hard to remember a song when a song is already playing in the background. A Day in the Life. That's right. So as a 9, this card is a $50 card. It's actually 52, I guess. I'm going to do the full 52. There it is. Beautiful alt art Rapidash. Mr. and Rudy share Victorian mansion. I don't think so. We are. I ain't sharing no mansion. There you go. Let's see. I ain't that type, that mansion sharing type. Let's see. No orders in the queue. We got an empty queue. That ain't right. Let's take a look at the binder break. What do we got in this binder break? Pecharunt. There's really cool Horsey, Koraidon, Quaxley, Setatan, couple Korean ARs, and then we got a couple Topps cards. So we got to start. We got to get some more cards in there, obviously. We got to get more stuff in there. Mr. Don't Share. Have you seen Yu-Gi-Oh! Doing full art cards now? A bit late, I'd say, but it looks cool. Yeah, they're doing it now that literally every other company is doing it. It is late. You're correct. That is a correct assessment. Here, let's get this Ho-Oh in there. So this is Pack Fresh Ho-Oh, but look, he's got like a little blob at the bottom. Look at that. So he can go in a binder for sure, dude. So we're going to put this Ho-Oh, Ace of Spades Ho-Oh right in the front. And then, let's see. What else we got? He looks good, though, doesn't he? And he probably grade 9. All right, let's see what we got here. Ooh, Charmander. Well, Ace of Spades Ho-Oh is already a pretty good card. So let's save some of these key cards for different rounds. Primate's cool. Zubat. Coughing. Okay. Is there like a Wheezing maybe? Oh man, there's some cool cards in here. Let's grab these 2 Kirby cards. 3 Kirby cards. All right, lovely. So now we have a round of poker cards going into the binder break. We don't have a random poker grab bag. We've got the binder break. It's kind of a winner-takes-all scenario. Yu-Gi-Oh's trying to pivot because everyone's quitting their game and they pump out sets so fast you can buy whole booster boxes for less than 50. You're right, man. You're right because, you know, I've dealt with Yu-Gi-Oh cards and they don't do well necessarily. Some sets do, but there's plenty that don't, and they got to fix that, man. They got to fix that for sure. All right, so Binder Break has now received its portion of poker cards, like this Ace of Spades Ho-Oh. It's got this Pecharunt, Horsey, Koraidon, Quaxley, Sedaten. It needs baseline Pokemon cards in it next. Needs some vintage, too. Yu-Gi-Oh got way too complicated and way too sweaty. Did it? I don't know much about how the game is played. Give me a second here. All right, wait a second. Let's see. We got to get something in here that makes this exciting. Like this. Did you guys catch this at the beginning of the stream? That is a $40 gym break. 2 spots in there and it's over. Wax Pack Princess Peach. Who wants a Wax Pack Princess Peach? Graded PSA 9, by the way. That's really high when you're talking about wax packs from 1989. That's a really high grade. Here we are. So it looks like the next... Wow, that's a good one. So this is the next Heart Gold Soul Silver card we're putting in there. Okay. We'll put a Heart Gold Soul Silver energy card in there as well. And a support card. So that is 3 cards from Heart Gold Soul Silver. Pretty cool. We can also probably put... I don't know. We'll put this Venat in there. That's a final... No, I'm going to save this for other breaks. So I think we should have a separate sort of binder break and have it be for non-Pokemon cards. Because I think Pokemon collectors just want Pokemon cards. And then there's other guys who see the value in like Yu-Gi-Oh! Dragon Ball, Final Fantasy girl cards. You know, like this broader variety. Let's see. What do we got here? Here's some XY Era. That's a packet of XY Era. So let's get that together. Let's get that prepped. And then here is some Mario Poker. We like to put some Mario Poker in each round. And some stickers. That's good. Ooh, here's a nice vintage Rhyhorn. It looks like it's in really good condition. All right. I started off with Pokemon, not Weiss, and a lot more. Pokemon's good, man. I like Pokemon. I like all of them, though, but Pokemon's my favorite. All right, so this guy right here needs some work. We need to do this. Ponyta. I'm working on the binder break. That's what we're doing. Send that order in if you want to see some cards open. If you want any action, if you have any questions about what to open, let me know what questions you got. If you're a new guy, we got some free ones for people who place a first-time order. So place a first-time order today. Check that out. So a couple of these yellow bordered cards. And then Eevee from Heart Gold Soul Silver. Very nice. That's great industry to be in. I heard Mr. sleeps with his Poke Slabs and no socks on. That's right. No socks ever. No socks. I'm not a sock enjoyer. Ooh, it's getting a little fatter. So that's an improvement. We're going to keep that going. Let's take a look at the queue and see if there's any business in the queue. I need some action. Been a minute, says Mr. Kevin. It's Year of the Horse, the time to invest in pony cards. Oh, that's a very good observation. Let's see. Zelda Twilight Princess set from 2007 is where it's at. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Some big HoloLive siggies in the recent sets. Speaking of HoloLive signatures, we do have Weiss Nikkei First Edition fresh case. It just arrived, like 2 days ago, I think, or yesterday. So I don't advertise that a lot, but Weiss Nikkei First Edition is back, waiting for you guys to pull a big hit out of it. Okay. Ooh, here's Stoutland. Look at that Stoutland. Hello, bro. I'm new here, bro. I'm Year of the Horse. Woo! That's why you're such a stallion. I'm Year of the Snake. Here's Stoutland. Let's go ahead and pop this on. So 248 Stoutland. Let's see. Let's see. He's very cheap, actually. He is not expensive at all. He's going to be $22. Is that right? Wow, this card is never expensive. He is $22. That's a deal, if you ask me, because that's a PSA 9, or that's a tag 9 from 2019. Holy, dude. Stoutland cheap. That's mega cheap. Here's Shining Celebi 8.5. Here's another one of those cards where we kind of knew it was not about to grade 10, but we sent it in anyways. Look at these beautiful tag slabs compared to the PSA rubbish. Whoa. All right, let's see. We're going to treat that as an 8. I don't like this song as much. This is the Olaf song. So he looks to be about 55. Shining Celebi, 55, everybody. Okay. We have to start taking pictures and moving these down into their boxes. All right, lovely. They look a lot better than PSA, in my opinion, too. Yeesh, that Anis SEC Plus from Nikkei going for 4K. Really? I own that card. I think I cracked it out of the slab, but I resubmitted it to PSA because it was originally a 9.5 with Beckett. So we're going to find out if it regrades into a PSA 9 someday whenever those PSA submissions come back. Clefairy Evolutions. That's raw. Don't know on PSA 10. Oh, Jesus. Wow, I think you guys can afford this Clefairy because it's pretty dang cheap. Man, I don't know, dude. I guess it's a $20 card. That's ridiculous. How is this so cheap? All right. That doesn't make any sense to me. Where's Ivan? We need Ivan in here. He's got to miss that Clefairy. Pretty slabs, life matters. Do 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 do. Man, poor me. All my cards were graded 9. How rough is this, guys? God. 9, 9, 9, 9, 9. 9, 8, 9, 8, 8.5, 8.5, 8.5. Pikachu. Trick. Okay. So this one is selling for about $20. There is one thing true about PSA or about 9s is they go for a lot less money, so you can really enjoy the card and not have to break the bank, so to speak. Sounded a little German there. 999. He's also 20. All right, we got 20. Wow, you guys did a good job with the likes. I'm seeing 65 and 30. We are pretty close. Send those 9s to PSA. Pay an upcharge and voila, PSA 10. Pay a simple. Now look at this. This guy actually got the 10. This one actually got a 10. And you guys know just how hard it is to get a 10. Let's take a look at him. Let's brush him down. Get that slab all nice. Blah, 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 blah. Let's take a look at what a 10 looks like. There is a slight lip on that, isn't there? Over there, there's a slight lip as well. Almost looks like a white dot, too. That's why grading companies are so annoying, dude. And they're like, yep, that's a 10. Very interesting. I swear it works the same way with PSA. I'll get a 10 and I'll look at it and it'll be like, I don't know. Is this a 10? Evie gave consent. What? I'm about to buy a Mewtwo SAR that is a PSA 10 Beckett. Black label for 500. That doesn't sound like it's available for sale. What are you talking about? Wow, the cheapest Trick or Trade Gengar is 165. Wow, okay. We were selling a bunch of these before for like 100, so we were underpricing these. What is that? 4 plus 3, 7 of these. He's going up in here. What do you guys think? Should I make an Advanced Wars game? Karis and I are thinking we can make our own video game. You know, it's weird. We both kind of feel like we can do it. I feel like I can make music and story. She feels like she can make the code. How crazy is that? So 057 Gengar T10. I'll play and stream it. Yeah, that'd be cool, man. I already wrote her a little game guide for it, a game development guide, because I'm that spliggity fast. It's called Quip Wars. That's the code name. It doesn't have an official name. Here we are. It's actually a problem happening a lot. What's a problem? Let's grab these. Quip Wars. And she's already got the playing board working. So, you know, Advanced Wars is like a grid, right? She's already got that, and she's already made, like, plains and mountains. So she's building it in Unity. She used to teach a little bit of Unity in a computer science club when we were younger, when we were in college together. And so she already knows a lot about Unity, and she already made, like, some really small, simple games. There. Here we are. I can do 20 plus voices if you ever need a voice actor. Yeah, man, I should make somebody pay me to be a voice actor. That's how cool it is to be a voice actor. If I could be a voice actor and pay like a little bit of money to get that role, I would pay money to be a voice actor, because it would mean I would then get to go to my YouTube account and say, hey guys, here I am in this actual video game. And then I would have like a resume that says I was a voice actor. It's pretty valuable. All right. He's going up here. That's a nice card. Time to eat some toast with butter. Butter. You want some butter? Here's Samantha Rodriguez. Hello, Samantha. She wants the Clefairy. I don't blame you. That's a cute little card. I remember there was a bunch of people talking about how the voice actor for like, what game was it? It was like Bayonet or something like that. And the voice actor was on strike because they were not paying her enough. And I remember making an argument at the time on YouTube. I was like, are you joking? Dude, there are so many people who would like to be a voice actor. How are you getting paid anything to do voice acting? It's like, here, you can come and be famous on this game that we developed, and we'll pay you. It's like, damn, dude, sign me up. What? So, but you know, there were a lot of people who didn't like that take. They were kind of mad. They're like, no, we got to protect voice actors from the industry. And I was like, all right, I guess. I think you're very lucky if you get to be a famous voice actor, and you should be paid, but it's like, you know, don't get too greedy. That's my point. Don't get too greedy. Oh, Mr. Ivan, I'm so sorry. Samantha actually grabbed that Clefairy already. Here you go, Mr. Ivan. I'll take the Pikachu because I missed that one. All right, so the Pikachu is taken. Here you go. Some people are ungrateful. LMAO. Yeah, I mean, it was a whole debate at the time. Miss Candy Vargas says she wants the Clefairy. I am so sorry, Miss Candy Vargas. That one is sold. Here we are. Is she talking? I don't know if I see Miss Vargas talking. Let me go to all chat. Oh, maybe she just went. Oh, there it is. Mr. I bought that Clefairy. Did you see my shipping payment? Yes. Wait, did we not do that? Did we not finish Todd Peters' shipping? I don't think we did it. I read it out loud, and I said the first order today shall be the shipping, and I don't think I did it, Mr. Todd. Hold on. Here it is. My bad, dude. So there's Todd Peters. I never did it, guys. I never did the shipping for him. Oh, this is expired. Look, this bag is from 3/24. That's like 2 years ago. All right, this is a 2-year-old bag. What was in here? That's why. He had an Umbreon. That bag is officially 2 years old. That's an expired bag. Sorry, Travis. He did not care for that card, I suppose. All right, Mr. Todd. That is a 2-year-old bag. So let's reset our shipping software. Oh, man, I love this song. This song's so catchy. Let me jump down here. Mister, how could you lie with the blank face like that? What face? Wait, what? I didn't get it first? That's right. Not only did you not get it first, neither did Ivan. Miss Samantha got it first. There were 2 other people trying to buy it. I had 2 voiceover coaches in college. One was the original voice of Stuffed Crust Pizza. The other was Chitara, the female Thundercat. Not the Thundercats! Rare! All right, Todd Peters. Are you international? Let's see. No? Okay, let me look into this. Let's go find his shipping real fast. All right, we're logging in. Miss Candy Babe was not a fan of that. I'm sorry, Candy Babe. I guess that means I should have priced it for $25. Because the demand was so high at $20, it sold out instantly. Just log in. Please log in. Here it is, Todd Peters. Let me click on your name here, Todd. We're heading over to packages, and we're putting your name in. Now we're grabbing your email. All right. Back to lurking. All right, so we've got that set up. Now we just need it to print. It's got to make a little change to your... and there it goes. Actually, that was really fast. Wow. It liked your address, apparently. Also, the battery fell out. What the hell? The charger fell out. I'm going to take this charger out of the computer. My printer's doing a thing where it's printing an additional blank label. I don't like that it's doing that. Thank you, Todd Peters. You should receive an email to your PayPal email with the tracking number, okay? Thank you so much, man. Your shipping is ready to go out. So that's for Miss Candy. Did she mention what she wants? No, she didn't mention. Do you still have that rule where you can snipe a card by sending 5 more originally? No, that's a really old rule. People really didn't like that rule, but basically it was like this, guys. If you sent an addition, when there's 3 people trying to buy the same card, whoever wants to basically bid $5 over gets to keep it. But we got rid of that. It was really unpopular. We decided it's just a first come, first serve, and so that's why Samantha's snatching it. I'm sorry. Yeah, I mean, it was probably popular with the people who did the sniping, but it was really unpopular with the viewers. So that's kind of how the rules get made up. Ivan says, the slab on the right, don't know the name of the set. Okay, let me check. Stoutland. Yeah, it's a good one. Here you go. There's a Gengar right here, Miss Candy Vargas. You could send $32 more and have this beautiful Rapidash. That's an alt-art, by the way. Look at that. And or you could send for this Shining Celebi. Those are both cute Pokemon. There's also this Pikachu back here. This is only 30. It's pretty cute. From the same set as the Clefairy. So some other options. All right. So, sounds good, Miss Love Candy. And now... Wow, there were some slab sales there. Did you guys see these other slabs? Let's see. What did we have from yesterday? So here's Ponyta No Rarity. Unknown A. That's really cool. It's too bad it got a 9 instead of a 10. This is super awesome. Tattletales Top SpongeBob. This is pretty affordable. Team Rockets Doug Trio AR. It looks great. This is the Japanese version. You already know about this. Mickey Mouse for 1,000. What else over here? We've got Lucario 9, $32. Here's a nice Eevee 9 for $39. That's from Hidden Fates. It's really old. You already know about this. Kadabra. Here's his Mewtwo 10 for 60. And here is Trevenant. And he only has 2 spots left. He's the trade break. So you can jump in there with $5 or ask me to trade you. And, yeah, take a shot at that slab before it goes off. Just a way to get rid of your junk cards, really. You get rid of your junk cards, your bag gets concentrated down into your best cards, and you get a chance for a cute little 9. What's not to love? All right, so what do we got next? Our pile of tag slabs is getting smaller. We're actually making progress here. Ooh, wow. Look at that, man. That is Raichu AR from Clayburst. You're pretty cute, mister. Wink, wink, wonk, wonk. I don't feel cute. When I see myself in the mirror, I think, man, I look like a crazy homeless guy. That's how I feel when I see myself in the mirror. We are. Let's go ahead and grab this. Okay, one Raichu. Raichu 074. I don't look like James Bond. Let me put it that way. So this is going to say he's really not that expensive. What's he from? He's from Clayburst. I guess he's just $55. Wow. Okay, there we go. 55 on Raichu. Here's Talo, Roaring Skies. Surprised I sent that one out. I guess I was just shooting my shot. All right, Talo. So, moral of the story, send Japanese modern cards to tag grading, because those will get a good chance at a 10. Don't send anything else. Talo, 70. Talo, maybe XY. Did I spell it right? Yeah, I spelled it right. Looking a little stormy outside. I believe we're heading into another big storm cycle. Did you guys know about that? We're heading into, apparently Illinois is going to have a chance for severe thunderstorms and the right conditions for a tornado. Yes, you heard that right. They could be getting a tornado in Illinois. So they got it rough over there. We'll still be in the red here in Lake of the Ozarks, but not in the dark red. So we got a chance for tornadoes too. It can happen anywhere. Quick, ship my cards. I know. Like Dr. Sarizawa would say, let them fight. What program do you use for shipping? It's called Stamps. Stamps.com. They've been around since the 90s. I learned to use stamps from when my dad ran a store. Oh, didn't mean to type all that. Gray Ninja 026. All right, so he's about $48. 48 seems way too cheap for that. What the hell? Some of these cards are a great deal. I'm telling you guys, these prices won't last in the long run. $48 for this beautiful Great Ninja only makes sense if there's just a lot of cards on the market right now, but he's a good-looking card with a nice-looking texturing. It looks super cool. $48, considering how hard it is to grade stuff, the moment that this product starts to become scarce, his price is going to shoot up probably. Like this Victini is a little bit older than him. That's a $110 Victini, so he's 48, but this is 110. That's what I'm saying. So this product probably ought to get more expensive over time. All right, we've been grading a lot, not grading, we've been pricing up a lot, awful lot of tag slabs. Like we got this Suicune 10, 2021 Silver Lance Gardevoir 10, Tailo 8.5, Gengar 9, Pokemon Machine, Ultra Ball, Super Mario Brothers, Zacian, Topps Chrome, Nazgul, Pikachu Illustration Contest winner, and we'll look at all those cards, man. We got so many cards on the table. It is time to start taking pictures and pulling them down, okay? So here's Slowbro 9. XY Slowbro, what, 27? $35. Mega Slowbro. Okay. What do you guys want to talk about today? You guys want to talk about anything fun in particular? What's on all of y'all's mind? This is a pretty regular day for me. There it is. Very good. You're on my mind. What? Let's see. I'm going to refresh this. We're going to go back here. TCC. Let's see. Oh, yeah, the giveaway, huh? We're at 37 likes and 51 viewers. We have to have a giveaway. So let's get that giveaway out. Thank you, everyone, for hitting that like button. You guys did a great job. So this is now activated. Let's hit refresh. It says server is down. Let me hit refresh again. Oh, no. The server is down for Nightbot. Nightbot server is down. Let me try a new tab, maybe. Nightbot. Nope, says server is down. Okay, so we cannot use Nightbot. Well, shoot. How do we do it then? I don't know how to do it without Nightbot. We could do it next person who places an order. I feel like that's an easy way to get around Nightbot, but then we don't get to reward the audience for all their hard work. So, gee whiz, Rick. I don't know. I don't know how we should do it. Members chat, random number. You want members chat? It could be a random number, but I feel like, yeah, it could be a random number. Think of a random number between 1 and 50. How many people are watching? 48. All right, a random number between 1 and 25. Choose the number, okay? I've already got it in my mind. Here, let me write it down. All right. So there's the number in question. Oh, Love Candy got it right away. Here it is, 14. Here you go, Love Candy. So Miss Candy, you're number 6, and now we can roll this. The next super chat. Oh, man. Landing on 3. That's Miss Alexandra. Happy Tuesday, by the way, guys. Tuesday tends to be a little bit slower day of the week. I think that's traditionally true. So we might have a little bit of a slower stream today. I don't know what it is about Tuesdays. Just a day that doesn't inspire people to spend all their money, maybe. All right, Alexandra Noor. That's good. That's the end of that giveaway. Now, what we do next is we begin another giveaway. That's what we do next. So, Scooby-Dee Buzz, Scooby-Dooby, Doobity-Boo. How about... How about, looks like we had a ZELLE... Oh, I forgot about this. The ZELLE giveaway. So we got to add more people onto the ZELLE giveaway, huh? How about this? This is a nice giveaway. How about this card right here? Pikachu and Raichu Pokemon Tops. So that's a vintage Topps card. And so we might as well run this one as a large giveaway. We've been doing those short 6-spot giveaways. We'll have this one be a 20-spot because it's vintage. We want Red Eyes, Black Dragon. Oh, yes, we have the Red Eyes Black Dragon. We should save that for like the weekend. What do you think, Mark? Here it is. Red Eyes. What do you think? The weekend on Red Eyes? Today's a Tuesday. We could wait till Friday. We have a Friday giveaway. We are. Let me set this here. You're still going to be here, right, Mark? There is Red Eyes. Who gave the poor Black Dragon a pink eye? Yeah, sure. Let's save it for the weekend, like the song. Yes. All right. So there you guys go. Show up for the weekend stream because we'll do the Red Eyes by then. And then for this one, we'll just say free. That shall be the keyword. Because Cardconomist hands out, I don't know, 100 free slabs a year or something. I mean, if we hand out a free slab every 3 days, that would still be like 120 slabs a year. That's a lot of slabs. That's like a truckload of slabs if you really do the math. But I feel we give more than that. Don't you guys think we do more than one free slab every 3 days? I feel like it's maybe one every other day on average, with some of them being more valuable than others. So probably like a slab and a half. Probably like a slab every day and a half. That's gotta be like over 200. That's like 230 slabs a year. It's a lot of stuff. All right, so Nightbot does not work. So don't bother typing in free for now for Nightbot. I think what we'll do for this giveaway, we'll start handing out some of the spots based off of people's orders today. So if you place an order and it's like, we got to have like a minimum order size, maybe like 25 bucks. We'll toss you in there if you place an order. Nightbot will probably be back up within hours. So we'll probably start hitting some of those spots off tonight. And then I will maybe just pick people out of the chat to give a spot away to, maybe randomly. Ooh, I have a system. How about the people who have the crown? So there's 3 crowns. So we'll hand 3 spots out for the crowns. Sound good? Try to get a crown. That's a good system. Here's Ivan Rodriguez. He says he'll take the slow talk. You got it. Slow talk it is. Ivan Rodriguez. I think we have to put Ivan on here. He virtually has to be on it. All right. Ivan, if you like vintage cards, this card right here is a nice 8 first edition Koga's Pidgey from Gym Challenge. He's good. We are. All right. So let's get you in there, Mr. Ivan. Put you down as Ivan R. We know who Ivan R is. You guys looking to get into any breaks? We got some major breaks here. You know, for 40 bucks, you might be adding a serious card to your collection. That could be one of your favorite cards in the long run. Manganami, where does that go over time? Up. Here's Weischwart's Redo of Healer. Very sexy. Great for guy collectors or girl collectors. I've seen girls buy into these, actually. So that's pop 25, by the way, because it's so hard to obtain that card. So this is truly rare. The underpriced Jigglypuff. Notice the green label on it because it's underpriced. It's a great deal. Great deal for a very special Jigglypuff. The Psyduck. Didn't somebody buy a spot in the Psyduck and we didn't add them? Somebody tried to buy a spot in the Psyduck, but we didn't add them because we weren't sure which Psyduck they wanted in. I remember this now. Let me log back in here. They got Gunnar cards now. Yeah, they've had Gunnar cards, Mr. Coach Darts. They've been around. Not new. You know, I've had some time to think about it, Mr. Coach. I've had some time. You might judge people for buying pictures of pretty girls and wanting them, but think about how disastrous it would actually be for humanity if they didn't want to buy girl cards. Think about that for a second. Let that sink in. You're like, you think it's bad now. Imagine if nobody was compulsive enough to buy a picture of a sexy girl. I mean, what is that, like the end of humanity as a species? It's a pretty serious problem if nobody would buy those. All right, so just give me a second here. Let's take a quick look. Round of shipping for Todd Peters. Harry Potter. I'm looking at all these. We're going to jump over here to... Where was it? Oh, here it is. Anthony Rodriguez. 1 spot for the Psyduck. Let's get him into the Rare Candy Psyduck because we took the other Psyduck down. I'm not sure anyone's going to jump into that. Okay. Redo of Healer is more than good. I hate that it's a thing. I hate that people are into it. Like, you people know what it's about, right? You know what he does, right? Is it some kind of fetish thing? Mary, you're just admitting that you watched it. All right, here we are. All right. Whereas it's considered anime, not hentai. I can't believe you just got me to say the H word out loud on YouTube. Ugh. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. We're 16 deep on Legendary Collection Psyduck. Anime. It's anime with spicy moments. All right, so there we go. This is going to be 16. Do not judge lest you be judged, I would say, Mary. Do not judge lest you be judged. Lest ye be judged. Let's get biblical here. All right. So that was for Anthony Rodriguez. Thank you, Anthony. I really appreciate it. Psyduck is up to 16 now. Oh, right. We were showing these off. So we have the Lightning Pikachu break. Don't forget about this bad boy, because I really do think he'll go off. He's a 7, spot break. And it's just a fantastic copy of the Pikachu. Lego Pikachu break did go up by 1 yesterday. It's got a ways to go. It's got about 30 spots left. $10 buy-in. If you bought in the full 40, you would have a 1 in 10 odds. But we let people buy in as little as $10. Here's Nidoking. He's got a long way to go. Here's a new free card and the trade slab, of course. Now, the other big thing is these 2 pack splits, Sandstorm and Roaring Skies. Really nice. You could pull a secret rare, Rayquaza out of here, and that would be a Grail card in your collection. You could pull a reverse Hollow Umbreon, and he grades 10 out of here. That would also be a Grail card in your collection. It's possible. Will it happen? I don't know, but it is possible. Now, we're supposed to have a little baggie over here that shows off some of the cool booster packs on our menu. Let's see what that bag contains. So we got these 2 one-piece packs. Naruto. Oh, yeah, Naruto. Very popular. Trying to pull one of ones out of Naruto. Let's see. Ascended Heroes is still really nice. Just overpriced. Nikkei. So we have a fresh case of this. Just arrived like yesterday or something. The Hidden Fates. I might as well put all the gems in here. Gem 1, 2, and 3, because those went down in price dramatically. So Gem 1, 2, and 3 and Surprise. The 151 Surprise, that too. But here, this is the new One Piece. No mangas have been pulled yet. That's kind of a big deal. Let's see. If you're into Redo Healer, I will use my right to judge within my rights. Probably a lot of people are. If it's just a mainstream, animu, we are. All right. Let's grab this. And we'll put this here. So what are we pricing this on? Let's see. OP15 is 6.25. It's a pricier pack. That's interesting. 6.25. Wow. All right. Could just roll it up to 6.5, make it less complicated. So there we go. So that's one of the latest new packs. Is this one-piece set right here. OP15 on the menu. I guess we're waiting for some new Pokemon sets, huh? We're waiting on the new Ninja Trigger or whatever, Ninja Spinner, which is almost certainly Greninja, right? That's going to be a Greninja set, which I find interesting because we already had Crimson Haze. But Ninja Spinner, that's going to be a set. And then the release of the English version of Nihil Zero, which I think is going to be a specialty set, huh? I suspect. All right. It's really not. Like I said, mister, he brainwashes them with power and goes to town on them women. Oh, really? Let's see. I'm going to buy the card outright just to make Mary crash out. We do have it available outright. Yes. Let me just show you that in case you're really contemplating that, because it's clearly a pretty desirable card if it's 450. Here it is, 450, population 25, Redo Healer. It's a box topper. You have to be very lucky to pull it. All right. Mary might judge you guys, but I do not. Weiss Schwartz printed that card, so I don't give a flying F. If it's on TV and Weiss Schwartz is printing it, I don't care. This is a Weiss Redo Healer. Last time I checked, the whole world has population decline, not overpopulation as a problem. But check this out. Here's the last sold. Let me show you. That's a real price. All right. And then there's, I don't know what the cheapest buy now on this card is. Let me go check. So our price is pretty close to, okay, so there's not even one for sale. When you search for it, you get the other card, but not the box topper. So last sold 400, 0 of them for sale. That's a fair price right there. Our additional cost is just 40 bucks. We're not price gouging on this break. Sometimes we have a pretty stiff premium on some of the cards. This does not have a stiff premium, and neither does this. We've increased the price by about 10% because of a lack of competition and because we know it's rare and going to be hard to replace. There you go. Fax, Mister. Do you have any Gengar slabs? Yeah, actually, I just put this one up into the live customs, which we have to go take care of now because Mr. Javier bought a live custom. So we got to go take care of that. You ready, Mr. Javier? So that's a Gengar. He just got put in there, but you might have time to snatch him back out. Zam, says Mr. Makin Han. He does a lot of vile things. I heard from a friend that I watched it, that one episode, he literally breaks all her fingers and heals them with his powers while doing the R word on her. Oh, yeah? All right. Let's see. I'm telling you, Mary, there's nothing you're going to say that's going to make me not sell them. Y. Schwartz printed it. I see a sexy girl with pink hair and boobs. And Y. Schwartz printed it. I don't give a F, dude. I really do not care. Here is Javier Arroyo, one live. All right, what we got? I'm not here to judge, guys. Let's grab this. We got a 1, 2, 3, and 4. This is not church. We are not in church. This is a shop. This is a business. Ready? Whoa, baby Mario. Wah. Ta-da. I'd cope that. I heard from a friend. Might be a hard sell on stream, but easy to sell on eBay. I don't think it's even hard to sell on stream. If I dropped the price of that thing, it would sell like that. Like if it was $350, someone would already snatched it. Somebody would already snatched it if it was $350. All right, that's Mr. Javier. I think, anyways. There's a lot of guys here who collect girl cards. Oh, very nice. Very good. I don't know, Mary. There's a whole sex category out there called BDSM. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. There you go. It's pretty popular. There we are. My brother botted my RuneScape account. What? Sadly, they're one of the degenerates that watch the whole thing, and that's how I learned about it, why it shouldn't be an animu. Next up, we have Darwin Morales for add to my store credit. There are. Mary, even if you had watched it, I wouldn't be judging you for it. I wouldn't care. They're not real people. It's just cartoon characters. There are. I'm pretty sure I just finished watching people, like, explode in Dead Space. Here we are. It's just entertainment. All right. We're going to say 800. I don't care, Mary. It's not a big deal. Like I said, this is not church, Mary. We are not in church. You're in my OnlyFans account. Welcome. Let's grab this. Sort of like OnlyFans, isn't it? I'm out here selling my cheeks. Please. All right. Thank you, Mr. Darwin. You're up to $800. Javier, you pulled a poker card from that. This is the Church of Pokies. That's right. The Church of Good Times, if you ask me. All right. So now we're ready for some more cards. Let's grab it. Grabbing some more of these. Ugh. Actually, I just saw this. So here is another Gengar. So there's another Trick or Trade Gengar. We priced the other one at $175. This one shall also be priced at $175. Send a $1 tip to see TCC's cheeks. You think that's all my cheeks are worth, $1. Wow. This guy's trying to get into a fight. They need Jesus and holy water. Nah. Here it is. All right. They need sex and candy. What are you talking about? Here's Charmeleon. Whoa. Yeah, I do think one of the problems in the world is over religiosity. I actually think it sort of stems from, so I don't really believe in like spirits and all that stuff. I believe in science. I only believe in science. I need that clip from Nacho Libre. And I do believe like people who think that they're holy and all that are like a mix of people who they got a very blurry line between reality and imagination. And then at the same time, they have a very high like biological metric for disgust. So they get disgusted by things very easily. So people who are kind of imaginary, they want to be like an angel and they're very high on the disgust scale. Those people don't have sex. They become like, celibate, and then they join the Catholic Church or something. Now, for most of human existence, we just think that they're like, oh yeah, they are holy. We've always treated it like it's a good thing. I actually think it's a sexual disability. People who go that route, they're sexually disabled. They did not form correctly in the womb or something. They got the wrong DNA, and what they need is they need help. They need like a cure for their sexual disability. That's the way I see it. Because I don't believe in spirits, so I don't actually think that they're worshiping God or anything. So when I see them, I go, what's really going on with these people? Well, I think it's people who are very high on the disgust scale, and they really believe in spirits, and they think that they can be like an angel, but you're not. You're an animal. You are an animal with a little wiener, a little vagina, whatever it is, and you are having trouble coping with that. Your disgust meter's way too high. You can't handle the world. And you meet a lot of people like this. I call them fragile people. People who are so fragile they cannot handle that the world's kind of a yucky place a little bit. You know what I'm saying? All right, so here's Charmeleon, and he's not that cheap. Let's see. He's like $36. Wow. Taking orders? Hell yeah. Science, damn you, time child. Mary, if someone has it in them to R-word someone, I don't think it's going to be due to an anime. Let's see. Fine, I added $9 more. Nacho! That's right. Wait, can I get the I only believe in science sound effect? Let me look it up. I only believe in science sound clip. Let's see. Here's a whole minute and 50-second scene. I'd have to have Mike's side go find it. It's a hilarious clip. Nacho Libre made me a Jack Black fan. Never really was before. It's a great movie. Yeah, it's a great movie. Jack Black's so good in that. I'm not a huge Jack Black fan either. He's like he's like a theater kid or something. I don't know how to describe it, right? He's like, I have so much energy. Don't you believe me? You know what I mean? He's kind of like that. But he was genuinely really a good casting pick for that movie. He made the movie. So, can't judge him after that point. Been such a long time since I popped into the stream back when Eevee Heroes was popping, I'd say. Mr. Brandon. Hey, Brandon Russell. We get a lot of people like you who pop in and say pretty much that exact same thing. They come in and they say, wow, you're still going. I'm not dead yet, Brandon. Brandon, we host 2 streams a day. If you ever want to hang out again, the morning time stream and the nighttime stream, or evening stream. So our schedule has really changed over time. We're in the morning now. And yeah, we're still going strong. Card sales are pretty insanely high, and yeah, just hanging on for dear life when it comes to card sales, because it's like I can't keep up. Look at this. I have so much work and I never get it all done. So a little white dot down there. That's why this one graded 9. That's too bad. Bring back money and food to the kids. Doesn't just use money on himself. I don't believe in God. I only believe in science. You are? Yeah. Nacho Libre, he was accusing him of being the reason why they were losing. So he baptized him against his will. It was really funny. Here's an order from Hunter Tipton, and he says, what's up? Oh, wait, that's the wrong order. Let me hit refresh here. Nacho Libre was based off a true story, I believe. Yeah, I believe it was, actually. I forgot about that. It was. Okay, Hunter Tipton, 5 packs of Harry Potter. All right, Harry Potter it is. Yes, these are the really nice Harry Potter cards where they're actually from Wizards of the Coast rather than KU. Although I did see KU on the shelves at Target the other day. I saw KU, My Little Pony. I don't believe in God. Bring back the soundboard. Let's see. Let's see. People are very loosey-goosey, also need help in that case, mister. Okay, here we are. Now, what do you mean by loosey-goosey? Let's go ahead and snip this. All right. Yeah, there's people who get overly religious, and I don't really believe in any of that stuff. I don't believe in the spirits and the ghosts and the stuff you can't prove, stuff you can't see. So I don't believe in any of that stuff, right? I'm like a typical chronically online person. But I'm a skeptical person. You know, I grew up in a home that was rough, and that taught me how to question what I'm told to believe, and it taught me how to be a little rebel. And it really taught me that the people in charge can't always be trusted. Sometimes they're just looking out for themselves, right? Or doing what fits them. And one of the behaviors I've identified more than any other behavior is there's these people who claim to talk to God, and so they're like, yeah, God talks to me. And conveniently, God always tells them what they want to hear. You know, so I got used to that and started becoming a little less religious over time. And so I need like an explanation for why people behave so religiously. I start to look at it and go, what's really going on here? Why are people so religious? Why do they behave so religiously? And the more you start to kind of analyze it from a strictly biological perspective, it starts to make a lot of sense, actually. You know, you start to realizing people who are dysfunctionally religious are like people who have a problem in their brain where they overfocus, or people who cannot separate reality from imagination. Here's midair collision. Here's potions. People who have a certain rigidity toward the rules. So there's people who are very rigid. And you can teach somebody to believe in Santa Claus. You can teach somebody to believe in the Easter Bunny. And if you tell them they're really real, and you never unteach them that, you never explain to them, we just made that up, right? And instead of doing that, you tell them, actually, there's heaven and hell, and you better listen to the Easter Bunny, or else he's going to send you to hell, and you're not going to get heaven. That's basically the mechanism. It's really fascinating. And some people are just a lot more religious than others. And you ask yourself, why is that? Why are some people so like they fight and die for their religious beliefs? And you start to realize it's just their brain function, They like defend their beliefs instead of being a natural skeptic. They're a natural belief protector. Here's Freeze. Here's Blue Wig. Here's Fantastic Beasts. Here's River Troll. Teacup to Rat. But that's how I know someone's smart, is when they're able to be very openly skeptical, when they want to delve into philosophy, and when they are easily able to doubt things that they're told are truth. Here's Spiral Dive, and here's Gryffindor Match. So I know somebody's real smart when they're like that. Like anything could be anything. Ooh, look at that. That's for Hunter Tipton. Santa Claus isn't real, Mom! Yeah, I know, I'm getting real stinky. I'm sorry, guys. I don't mean to be stinky. People who talk too much about these subjects are really stinky, so I don't like to overly talk about it. Checkmate, atheists. Vanishing Referee. A Catholic priest came up with the Big Bang Theory. The Easter Bunny is supposed to... Well, yeah, that's because back in the day, the only people who existed were religious people. There were no atheists. They are. Gryffindor Match. So I think sometimes people attribute, like, some of the easiest scientific discoveries, they attribute it to like a religious person back in the day when we were still learning like gravity, for example. Whoa, he learned gravity. So we like to attribute, they learned algebra. It's like, yeah, the easiest thing. Here's Blue Wig, Spongify, Dog Bane, Dog Biscuits. But back then, virtually everyone was religious. There were no non-religious people, probably because you would be killed or treated as a heretic. That's why we have the word heretic. Heresy, heretic, non-believer, burn the witches. Those terms exist because if you went against the crowd on those beliefs, they would just kill you. There was no secular, open-minded society. It didn't exist. And so everyone was always Catholic at some point, at the risk of being tortured if you weren't. Or, if it was some other god, you'd be tortured for some other belief, right? Depending on what society we're taking a look at. All right, you'd be ostracized at the very least. Well, you were still ostracized all the way up to like the 90s, I feel like. It was kind of breaking out of the 90s that America really shifted away from over-religiosity. Dog Biscuits, A Beginner's Guide to Transfiguration. 90s were probably the last generation where it was still like purely Christian religious in America. And then, I think it's really fallen to pieces since then. People are really not religious now. Charms. Here's Quidditch. You ready? Injured. Practical Joke. And Ilops, Owl Emporium. Iclops. I did ship my bag yesterday. It was still $9, right? Yes. Yes. Here we are. So I believe we just shipped your stuff, by the way. I just printed the label for your bag. There it goes. Had to go for a few. Miss anything crazy? What would Mr. Garrison say? Let's see. There was that really funny episode where it was Mr. Garrison and Richard Dawkins. Remember that episode? And, oh, man, they had like that sex scene where he's like, yeah, do me like a monkey or something like that. I remember how it went. That was really inappropriate. Here's Fantastic Beasts and where to find them. Blue Wig. Spongify. Dog Bane Potion. Dog Biscuits. Did you find my vintage packs, kind sir? I have not looked yet. Could you remind me? So are they like graded? Is that the deal? Because you know what? I have not looked for graded booster packs for you. I kind of rushed to go live, but if you got a graded booster pack, I think that would make a lot of sense. You probably graded your booster packs. Was it just one pack, or was you said you made it sound like there's a couple of them? Here's Silver Unicorn Horn. Wow, that's cool, man. All right, we haven't looked yet, but I'm going to look for you really soon, probably right after this stream, in fact. And then we'll get a picture of that. We are. I have the season 1 of South Park on VHS, a few episodes. No, because the Bible talks about those aliens. Ooh. Look at that. Beautiful, man. Okay. Do you think there could be a fundamental challenge to religion if the existence of aliens and their true nature is disclosed? No, I don't think aliens would do it. I think that you just get religions that fall out of popularity over time. Like, I know that sounds kind of hard to believe with the current religions, but I mean, that's how it worked in the past. There were a lot of religions in the past. There was the Greek and what's the word I'm looking for? How do I forget their name? Roman. It's so funny. I was trying to say Russian. There's the Greek-Russian pantheon, and there's a lot of gods involved with that, and that has since melted away to be replaced by Middle Eastern Christianity. And then besides the Middle Eastern Christianity, you have, you had like the Europeans. They had like their pagan gods. They had like Thor and Odin, and those got replaced by Middle Eastern Christianity as well. And you still got Judaism has been going on for a while, and then later on they made up Islam as well. Was written in some book by some guy at some point. So there's all these guys writing books. There's always a book. Same with the guy who made up Scientology, or the guy who made up what was that religion? Mormonism. Just made up. Just one day he just said, "Yep, Mormonism," and that's why I need 30 wives. Remember that guy? So these religions get made and people follow them for a while, but they die too. It takes a while, but humans, I think, aren't. We're not like that evolved. That's my theory. Is humans aren't that evolved, and so it takes a while for humans to get to like an IQ level where they go, oh yeah, this is just made up and someone told me to believe it, and now I believe it because I was told to, and no other reason. So it takes a while for humans to reach that point, but I think we are slowly, inevitably reaching that point. And there's people still clinging onto it, and they got certain brain types, and that brain type is just an expression of DNA. It is. The Shakers are the religious groups known for practicing strict celibacy, forbidding all sexual contact among members, and viewing it as a sin. Yeah, and I'm saying that behavior, what it really is, that's like a sexual disability. That's what it really is. They have so it's not like these are people who normally would have sex and they love having sex. These are people who avoid sex anyways. They don't like it, and they go, oh, I must be called by God. That's why I shrivel at the thought of getting naked with another human being. So there are people with really high disgust levels, and people who are probably a little bit autistic. I think there's autism involved, and people who have severe social anxiety, and then they're not able to have sex. So they go, okay, I must be a priest, or I must be a sister, or I must be a brother, like a monk, or I must be a Buddhist monk or something. So they just don't want to have sex. But it's actually that their brain is not well tuned, and what they really need is like a medical solution. They need intervention. They need somebody to say, if you want to pass those genes down, you got to make a baby. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's see. But DNA is randomly put together. So, I think every wave of babies, there's just a group of babies that got an unfortunate combination. Let's see. And that combination is not well suited for making what? A new wave of babies. Wow, this guy's still $110. That's pricey, man. Okay, so hold on. So LaFlame says I should have a 1 graded slab and a few raws. Oh, interesting. Okay. A few raw booster packs. Were those raw booster packs in the middle of being graded? Like, are they sitting around waiting to be graded? Because if they're not sitting around waiting to be graded, most likely those packs would have been with your raw cards. That's how we would have stored it. And that would suggest whoever you had me ship those cards off to, that guy would have those booster packs. Unless we got like, unless we still got bags for you over here, but you really only had those one-piece bags. So here's my theory. So if you had a graded booster pack, that's downstairs, and I just didn't check that area, the booster pack area. So we'll grab that. But any raw booster packs, that went off to the guy who you told me to ship those cards off to. So he's probably got them. Which maybe you're not aware that that would have been part of the deal for what you were shipping over to him. It depends on what kind of alien. Really, we only recently discovered microbiology. Mr. Reed LaFlame's message. The fossils were opened after it being shipped. After it being shipped. Yeah, contact me on Discord and give me more details. I'll go hunting for them for you, okay? I'll try to find all of your stuff. And I bet you that graded booster pack is just sitting in the shipping area. But any raw booster packs, I'd be curious to find those. No, they might still be here. There might be a really old box. Give me a second, guys. Let me look around me. Sometimes, a long time ago, we kept some raw box of old vintage packs. Hold on, let me look. Oh, so what about this? All right, give me a minute. Wow, I forgot about this. Oh, haha. Very good. So there's that. And that's it. That's all the packs in that box. So there's that. Let me see if anything else exists. So we have this box. I don't think I have any other boxes than that. Wow, that's old, man. I forgot that existed. You say you've got an open one for fossil as well? I have a Charizard Blue. You put it with the fossil packs. Okay. Let me look. Let's see. So, oh, yes. Haha, very good. Okay. Wow. Just been a while since we touched these. Okay. There you go, Mr. LaFlame. Let's take a picture of that. I'll put that in your channel. And let's store this with your slabs at this point. Let's see. LaFlame. That's a nice thing to have, man. All right, so then the 1 graded booster pack, that is probably in the shipping area right now. I doubt that it's been touched or moved unless you had me move it, so I'm sure it's there. All right, so let me put this box away. You said raw booster packs, and I thought, well, those must have shipped out with the rest of that other stuff. I'm going to put this with your slabs. All right. Very nice. Now, let's see. This will be 110 probable Groudon. Can you believe that? There you go. Very good. Yeah, those are old now, aren't they? The old Jungle box and the Fossil box, that happened so long ago. Those are like years old. Let's see what's left. We have Natalie Parker. Hey, Natalie, 5 Mega Evolution. Grab this. We've got a 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 of these. Put this over here. Power Christian Principle. What? I believe religion is how people cope with the fact that we all die. Yeah, exactly. It's sort of like an explanation for the unknown. And every society kind of makes up its own explanation. So, in Japan, they had Shintoism. There's Confucianism. There's Buddhism. There's Islam. There's Judaism. There's Christianity. There used to be, paganism, like Odin and all that. There used to be Zeus, which before it was Zeus, it was like Saturn and Mars, or whatever they would call it, Venus. So there were all these explanations for the beginning of, not just the beginning, but like the existence of everything. And it just kind of evolves all the time. All right, let me go get more boxes. All right, there we go. Yeah, it's tricky to give up your religion because the longest lasting religions are designed. I'm watching football, nice. The longest lasting religions are designed to punish you for not believing. So long lasting religions, it's kind of mandatory that you believe. So with Christianity, it's like, you'll go to hell. You'll do it. And Islam's a little rougher. They'll just beat you up, right on the spot in some places. You're not allowed to leave. So religions always have a punishment for non-believers. Here we go. All right, Miss Natalie. Okay. So when you're still very religious, you kind of, you don't recognize it, but that thing's controlling you, that belief you're going to be punished. Your fear, your anxiety, your inability to be skeptical. It's this, I hate to use the word, it's this brain virus. And it's a very well-designed one. And it takes a lot to overcome it. Here's Miss Natalie. Here goes. We got Risky Ruins and Mega Mawile. Ooh. Kind of like drinking the Kool-Aid. Jim Jones. That's one of my favorite examples, is Jim Jones drinking the Kool-Aid. All those guys literally fed their children cyanide because they had been so convinced by him that they needed to do that for a religious purpose, which shows you the power of brainwashing. Only brainwashing could cause a parent to feed their child cyanide, a whole group of parents, not just one wacky parent with the bad brain, a whole group of parents made their children drink cyanide, and then right after they drank it too. That was the Jim Jones event. And the more you see that, the more you're able to kind of sit down and be like, okay, so humans can be controlled with thoughts and with ideas. Here's Natalie Parker. Miss Natalie. We are. Like, for example, here's a crazy idea. I think Natalie's a very cute name. Let's go find her bag. Let's see. Here we are. Mr. What replaced Astral Radiance box break? Currently, no box break. We've got the Roaring Skies pack split and the Sandstorm pack split. We are. All right. We also have a lot of great slab breaks. We have a new slab break. The Princess Peach Nintendo Game Pack slab break. It's a PSA 9, which is a very high grade for this beautiful slab. $40 buy-in, only 2 people needed. That's why you just need to live life, man. Every day is a new experience. Take advantage of it. Yeah, I think it's very hard for people to cope with the idea that maybe you just die and maybe it's all over. That's very hard for people to cope with it. Also, other ideas like injustice. Somebody can be unjust to you and there's no God that's going to fix it later. Meaninglessness, like what's the point of it all if there's no God? There's a lot of problems when you remove God from the equation. So people grapple with all of those things. Let's see. What's the reason for being good? That kind of stuff. All right, let's see. Who won the Astro Box? I can't remember. I don't remember. It should be in the Breaks History channel, though. Let's see. I know, brother, I lost my stuff when I found out. What's good is my Gengar one-off Mister hit $20,000. Hell yeah, dude. All right. So we have another card that could be like that too, by the way. He's talking, NHCC is talking about his fantastic Gengar pull. We have another break that could be like that over time. Let me show you guys. If you don't have a spot in it, you might consider it. Where'd it go? It's the Mega Break. Where'd that Mega Break go? Oh, this guy needs a sleeve. Here, he's right in the pile. So this guy's, we've priced him at $4,000, but he could be a $10,000 card one day. So he's a big deal. Really cool. That's a Aquapolis Nidoking. You could even try to regrade it if you want. What else could probably hit that kind of crazy number? I don't think this could. But I think this will trail the extremely high price of the PSA 10 Legendary Collection Psyduck. So, if that Psyduck hits like 20,000, this card goes to maybe like 2 or 3,000 in comparison. This Nami probably could. So you're looking at a Nami, and we've seen that these manga cards have done very well. So these manga cards, there is no vintage One Piece that is like this. These have to become vintage over time to truly hit those crazy numbers, but it could over time do that. Redo of Healer, it could go up in price, but I think that it's not like a manga pull. So yeah, when you look at some of the breaks, you'll notice some of the breaks have a special ability to be worth unbelievable amounts. And the Manga Nami stands out to me, and so does the Nidoking. They stand out for being those kind of breaks. They're also really high-risk breaks. I mean, it would be hard to pull it. But they're here. They're options. You could just go open the booster packs alternatively, but those are nice because they're already graded 10. Same here. So your next Grail card could be in these booster pack splits. EX Sandstorm with the Dusclops in the front. That could be Reverse Hollow Umbreon, which, by the way, would instantly be a Grail card in your collection. You wouldn't have to wait for this to be expensive. It already is expensive. And over here, this would be the secret rare Mega Rayquaza from the XY era. You can only get Mega Rayquaza from the XY era and the current era. That's because it's so cool, but it was only in that time period, like over 10 years ago. So this is when they introduced him. And it's just such a great set. And it's such a great looking card. So those are some options for adding Grail cards to your collection. The way my collection looks, I got Grail cards, and then I got non-Grail cards that I really just like, right? So it's a combination of cards that I know I'm never going to be able to obtain again, and cards that I could probably obtain again, but I just really love them, so I just hold them anyways. Like, what's an example of that? Like maybe this Charizard right here. Although, I think I would argue this is probably a Grail card and no one knows it yet. Let's see. The Dark Octillery I won from Mr. is growing over time. Oh, yeah. Your card's definitely growing. I just sold Rocky Returns Zubat. Forget this. $1.5 thousand. Zubat. $1,500. So, a Dark Octillery, I don't think he's worse than Zubat. He's actually one of the dark cards for the set. Let's see. It is so green Charizard is Pop 41. This is Pop 41, this Charizard right here. He's less than 100. That's pretty cool, man. This is a low pop Charizard, no matter how you slice and dice it. I'm trying to get my hands on one of those Zards. Yeah, me too, man. Me too. I like him. I think he's an underpriced Zard. These used to be cheap. Who could have thought that these Charizards that used to cost $700 and $800 would today be worth $20,000? No one. No one would have thought that. And so, when I introduce a card like this, and it's already $4,000, it's hard to believe this ever hitting $20,000. But it's like, bro, it's totally possible. It's just, it might take a while. You just got to wait, because the value of money goes down anyways. So the value of the cards go up as long as they stay relevant. Here's a card. So this today can be purchased for less than $20,000, but he might be $20,000 one day. We don't know when, but one day. There's a lot of those Umbreons, though. So it's going to be hard for him to do that. Pop 18. Octillery is a rare. Yeah, let me show you guys some sales. I know you guys like to see my record-breaking sales on eBay. I have a couple sales on eBay recently. But the one that kind of made my eyes pop was that the Zubat sold, which I didn't expect that. It's always crazy when a card sold that you didn't expect. Let's see. Mr. had some bangers in the old life customs. We still got bangers. They just don't look like it. In fact, back then, they probably didn't look like it either. They probably just looked like regular cards. But I'm telling you, that's how they all start. Cards don't start out at $20,000. One day they hit $20,000, and by then, they don't go in the live customs. You can't do that anymore. But take a look at this sale right here. That is Zubat Reverse Foil from Rocket Returns selling for $1,550. Pretty insane. And there's Gligar selling for 400. Here's a little Igglybuff. Oh, here's another one. Here's Cloyster selling for $1,200. Wow, wow, wee, wow. Wow, wow, wee, wow, guys. That's a big deal. Let me show you that Zubat real fast. All right, so let's see. So this was last year in March. You're not going to believe this, but here they are. I bought 2 of those Zubats, one for 170 and the other for 130 back in March of last year. That was 1 year ago. 1 year later, I sell just one of the Zubats for 1,550. What do you think of that, guys? That's nuts. That's how you make money right there. Jesus Christ. How could you ever predict that, though? You know? Here's a Skyridge Zubat for $200. That was bought last year. So that's Skyridge Zubat. What did I sell the Skyridge one for? I think I sold him too, didn't I? I swear he sold, didn't he? Where'd he go? I'm pretty sure that Skyridge one sold as well. I don't see him. Let's see, Skyridge. Maybe he's still for sale. Oh, I haven't sold him yet. Okay, the other one's probably still for sale. Yeah, what do you guys think of that? That's pretty nuts, right? And that's just a Zubat. I don't mind trading a Zubat back and forward, but I bought him when I knew the market was at the bottom of at the start of a bull market, and now I'm selling him off now. He might go higher than that. I don't know, but I'm going to flip that into a card that I'd really like to have in my collection. Like this card right here was a card I acquired recently. You guys actually don't get to see all the cards I acquire anymore because it all goes to the vault, but look at this nice card. So this Dialga right here, it looks like I listed him on eBay for $12,000, which is a ridiculous valuation, but it just doesn't matter. And I think I paid like $1,000 for this. Yeah, my cost $1,200. The PSA estimate is $2,600 now, so it says I have a gain of 100% on it, but I don't really intend on selling it. I just want to show it off. And look at this. So now there's 4 saves on it, probably because there's none left. And if it were to sell, that would be absolutely bonkers. That would be the same thing like the Zubat. It would be like a ×10 valuation increase. Doesn't make any sense, except that Pokemon, the Pokemon market is a little bit crazy right now. Not on everything, though, but on some things. Like, look, you can get a lot of reasonable prices on these cheaper cards. Gengar 9 for $20. Ultra Ball for 50. Zacian for 40. This Charmeleon. There's a lot of reasonably priced items. But I think that there's some rich guys or maybe like some international investors who are buying up these so-called grails at absolutely eye-watering valuations. And you might want to avoid those for a little while even, just to see how the dust settles first. Look at that Gengar, 175. Beautiful. What do you think about Japanese Southern Islands? It's cool. It's cool, but I already have the best possible Southern Islands card in existence, so I don't really waste too much energy on Southern Islands. It's a great set. Like Slowking and Togepi are both really good, except I'm not necessarily a Slowking fan or a Togepi fan, but some people are. But I am a fan of this card right here. He was on the front page of my folder when I was a kid, one of my favorite cards. Just such a vibrant card, you know, so much color, and the Charizard in the background. It's so good. And then the fact that the whole card's hollow. This has got to be one of the rarest music. This might be the Mew Grail. I don't know what Mew is more rare than this one, but this might be it. I don't know. There's probably another Mew out there. I don't know what it could be, but this is probably it. So I don't know what this could be worth. I don't know what I'd list this for. I mean, I listed up on eBay for like 100,000, but I'd be scared that it actually sells, and then I wouldn't have it anymore. And so I'd be like, well, no, I don't own Mew. And it's like, how can I get my good feelings anymore? I lost my favorite card. So I don't know what the card will sell for ever again, but it used to be priced at 20,000 back when cards were cheap. Back when cards were cheap, that card would always typically be listed around 20,000. Southern Island Mew. Let's see. Yeah, there's actually a Japanese one listed at $20,000 in a 10. Yeah, I really don't know what this card will be worth. I ought to take a picture of it. Porch accepted a first edition Zard and trade for a car. Oh, man. Porch just got a great deal. Because those cars, they're just... Think of it like this. They're not printing any more Charizards. They are printing new Porsches all day long. So Porsche just killed them on that trade. I'd trade 4 Porsches for 1 Charizard. I don't care what their sell price is. Doesn't matter to me. You know, like they might go to the dealer and say, oh, this is $1 million actually. I don't give a F, because you're just going to make those forever. There's only a handful of the first edition Charizards. They're actually rare, unlike Porsche, which just prints brand new cars all day long. Here, let me go ahead and get some more cards up on the table for you guys. So the guy who traded in his Charizard, he just made one of the worst trades you can make. He just traded in a collectible for a consumable. That's one of the worst possible trades. That's my thought on that trade. You have traded in a collectible that has actually gone up in price. It's like a Mona Lisa. You've traded that in for a consumable, which they're just going to keep producing those all day long. Oops. Dark Ray 9. That's exactly what the sales dude said. Really? Here we are. He said the same thing, huh? He also believed it was kind of a favorable trade. 100K, mister, that's too cheap. You're going to lose that Mew one time. I know. I actually really like that card. It's crazy that the Japanese one is now priced at 20,000. But of course, it hasn't sold for 20,000. But yeah, I mean, there's some serious money in the hobby right now. There's been an injection. There's been an injection of money from a bigger collector class, a bigger investor class, and they've got millions of dollars, and they've injected money into the hobby. And what that means is those guys who managed to sell whatever their favorite Charizard for 100,000, they're either going to buy stocks, crypto, gold, or more Pokemon cards. What do you think? What do you think they're going to end up buying? They're going to buy some Pokemon cards for eventually, because at first they're going to buy stocks and they're going to pay off their home or whatever. That's what they'll do at first. They'll think, oh, good, I got out of Pokemon, right? I did it. I did the thing. I flipped my money. I cashed out. And then the stock market will go up by like 5, 10, 15%. And the bonds will only pay 4%. And the gold will go up in a kind of a slow way. And crypto will jump up and jump down. And they're going to be like, man, I just want some more Pokemon. That's what's going to happen, because that's the guys who got these expensive Pokemon cards are the Pokemon addicts. They're the ones who are addicted to Pokemon. So you're going to sell your favorite card, and then you're going to go back and buy more cards, at least with some of the money. I mean, you might go on vacation. You might buy a nice car. You might, again, pay off your home or something. But some of that money is going to go right back into the hobby. So you got these rich investor types coming in, and they're pumping the hobby, and that money might stay bloated into the hobby for a while. Could take a long time for it to be extracted back out. So this is Hatterene. For the money to come back out of the hobby, some people will have to start taking losses on their cards. So we're in a cycle where people are not taking any losses yet. And when people want back out, there will be losses and you'll be in a new bear market. And so markets work that way. They're like a zigzag. We're not in that. We are definitely not in that. Look at this cool Hatterene. But look at this Hatterene for only 40 bucks. That's bottom of the barrel pricing. That's it's just as cheap as it always will be. That's very cheap. And it's just probably one of those cards not being looked at by the investor class. So the investor class doesn't look at it, Hatterene, because they go, well, I just want the grails. And they don't appreciate that. You know, wait till this card hits 10 years old. It'll double in price. They don't appreciate those things. I do. As somebody who does this all day long, I appreciate that. But they don't care about that kind of stuff. Why do you think I had Hatterene for so long? It's because I don't mind holding forever. All right, let's see. How about this Wigglytuff? Hey, what's up, Whitey? Is it Whitey? Oof, that was not good. Even if it was a limited edition Porsche, it's going to go down in value. One wrong turn is over. Yes, every card is doing record highs every day. Some Saudi dude going to wipe the floor with that Hundo K and take your Mew with a smile. That's what I'm saying, dude. He's going to say, oh, only 100? I don't know. All right. So we're going to pick out a price for this guy. He's a very cute card. The kind of card that Candy Vargas might want. What is this, Japanese? We're going to say 30 bucks. All right. Surprisingly affordable. You know, that really ought to go into the Poke Shuffles. Pokemon cards competing with Roth IRA right now. Yeah, and it can't last, by the way. Pokemon can't go up infinitely. So that's my theory on the bull market. Pokemon cannot go up infinitely because there's finite people and there's finite money. Okay, and so once all of the money has been injected as possible, the only way for Pokemon to move now is to move down. So I don't know when we reach the peak and where it declines again. But maybe we're just scratching the surface, or maybe we're already halfway into it. Maybe we're 3/4 into it. Usually last time when Logan Paul did his thing, it lasted for a good 2 years. So there was like a whole 2-year cycle. And one of my theories is that Pokemon could crash around the time that they release the next video game. So they're going to release Pokemon Wind and Waves, or whatever it's called. Wind and Water? I don't remember the name. So they're going to release the next Pokemon, and a new Pokemon, base set booster box is going to come out. It's probably going to be terrible. And it seems like when the base set box hits for Scarlet Violet, the hobby crashed. It also seemed like when the Sword and Shield booster box came out, it's like people were excited for it, but it didn't sell that well. Neither did Rebel Clash. So I think that those starter sets really slow things down for a minute. And I would expect that to be maybe the next time that Pokemon stalls or goes sideways. That's another thing. Before things really crash, they go sideways for a while. So when you see Pokemon hitting a sideways price over and over again, you know a crash is coming. Here's Ivan Rodriguez, Clefairy. Here you go, Mr. Ivan. Early sets are always poop. That Neo 2 Espeon I sold back to you back in the day is a $2.2 thousand card now. You sold me back an Espeon? Oh, man. Don't look at the price of the Dark Espeon. It is Ivan Rodriguez. It was going when it was back when it was going for 300. There we go. All right, what we got? I had two. Oh, yeah, I mean, I gave you an Espeon, and I could have just kept that, and it would have been worth probably whatever it's worth now, like 10K or some crazy number. And, yep, there's just been a lot of cards I've given out for free. There's been cards that I sold that I shouldn't have sold, cards that I did breaks on. I just think that that's the wrong way to think about it. I think all the time I have to be selling something good. All the time I have to be doing that. It's just the rule. You have to have something cool. You have to have something good that other people can benefit from. And so I have to pick out a chase card and give it up and use that money to buy, I don't know, some other chase card. That's just the nature of it, so that you're always being active. There has to be some kind of activity all the time. And so, I really love the cards I'm holding on to, and I don't like the idea of selling them. But I think that's the thing. When it comes to a Grail card is a card I'll never do a break on. And that's because I'm too scared about how will I ever reacquire that card. So, like, you won't see a break from you or for Shining Tyranitar, even if I wanted to host, like, a $50,000 break on Tyranitar or something. You just won't see it because what if I never get him back again? He's actually that rare. You'll probably never see him again. And so you have this combination of cards that have already reached that Grail status, and then there's cards that are on the brink of reaching that Grail status. That could be like an XY booster pack right here. Rayquaza Secret Rare. He's on that brink of being unobtainable, and something maybe from Sun and Moon. But again, the market's just really high right now. So, a lot of these cool cards, you'll see them pop back up for sale over time in the bear market. And now is a good time to just kind of enjoy whatever it is you're enjoying. Modern's great. Modern's cheap compared to vintage. Modern's great. XY, I think, is still really good right now. I think XY is great. That's why you see me offering XY. Messing around with weird stuff like binder break. Where can you find a motivated seller, right? So I've got a lot of crap to move, like all these. I got to move all this crap. I got to do something with it, And so I'm a motivated seller on these. And so you're going to get better pricing on like a binder break than like if I were to grade each one of these and they came back with a 9 or a 10. You're going to see rougher pricing on that because I'm going to demand the premium on the 9s and the 10s, right? So trying to find motivated sellers in a bull market, you're not going to find a lot, but there's still stuff out there. And you're just looking for, something cute, something fun, something under the radar, something underlooked, something that's not a Grail today, but it could be a Grail tomorrow. Something that, people aren't appreciating enough, and chances for something really big to kind of pop out that's going to change your collection in a kind of a big way, like this guy right here. Like, your odds are low, but I would take a stab at him if you're looking for action, if you want some action. which you might be wanting more action on Friday. All right, guys, so it is 1:17, and there's no orders in the queue. You know what that means. I'm going to go ahead and wrap up here. We've had a great daytime stream, but there has to be orders or else I got to wrap up because I got so much other stuff I could be working on. So we've hit the 2-hour deadline. I think we had a giveaway card, but Nightbot wasn't working. Is it still not working? Let me see if Nightbot's still down. Ah, Nightbot's working. It was only down for a second. Let's make the keyword free. All right, we're going to hit done on that. Nightbot is working. Type in free, guys. I'm hoarding all the mid-era. Where are your Squirtle Bulbasaur deck hollows? Oh, there's only one hollow from the Squirtle Bulbasaur deck. The Squirrel deck has a Blastoise, and the Bulbasaur deck has a Venusaur. And I don't have those for sale at all. I'm selling the Squirtle deck Jigglypuff for Tammy. She had a Squirtle deck Jigglypuff. It is. I'm tempted to actually cancel that one and just purchase the card from her direct. Ooh, man, it's not working. It's not updating. So I see you guys typing in free, but it's not updating. It did this yesterday, actually. Yeah, it did this yesterday. Man, it's hot in this room. Even though the AC's on, it is hot. I think it's because the AC's not triggering. Okay, so the website is up, but I don't think it's working. Yeah, I don't think it's working. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, I typed it correctly. It's not working. So the website's not actually bringing anyone's name up. I think what I'm going to do, let's just see who placed the last order. The last order was Ivan Rodriguez. And who else? It's Ivan Rodriguez. So I'm going to put him up here on a second spot. He was the last order. Thank you so much, Ivan. This stream brought to you by Ivan Rodriguez. We're going to wrap up here. We'll be back on for the evening stream. Maybe a little more action there. We don't know. All right. Have a nice day, guys. I'll see you there, the evening stream. And come back for that free card because it'll probably be working by then. I bet it'll be working by then. It's currently, the giveaway is not working. I apologize for that. But we really want Nightbot to hand out the names.